Welcome to the Been There Doing That podcast. I'm Robert Scrivener.
And I'm Gayla Scrivener.
We left the 9-to-5 grind, downsized, and our goal is to have freedom to live and to work from just about anywhere. Welcome to another fabulous episode of
The Been There Doing That podcast.
Brought to you by Robert
And Gayla.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to do a commercial or something. It's like, whoa.
Well, you know.
I guess we could mention, hey, we have Been There Doing That t-shirts.
We do.
On our website. You
Might as well click on over to where?
BeenThereDoingThat.com and click up at the very top. It says stuff for sale.
Well, there you go.
And the stuff for sale, there's not very much stuff right now, but we're going to add to it.
We could.
We've got t-shirts that say Been There Doing That.
I love.
They're nice and soft.
More than one.
And then we have a long sleeve t-shirt type stuff.
In case you get cold.
Which I love.
Yeah, you've got one.
I do. And we have coffee mug.
In case you're into that sort of thing. But they could also be a tea mug, too.
That's true.
For those that like tea.
And a tote bag.
A tote bag.
I like the tote bag, but I gave mine away.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I need to get
another
one so I can give it away sometime.
Yeah, you could be the next one.
Exactly.
Where did we leave off?
Well, from our last podcast, we were just arriving in Pfafftown.
Could be Pfafftown. Could be Louisville. I don't know. Could be Vienna.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
we decided
on the west side of Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
We decided that we were going to stay still for about 4 nights and cram in a ton of work because we both had a ton of projects to do.
We stayed up after midnight, at least more than 2 of those nights.
Oh, yes. And so instead of doing a hotel, wasn't really too keen on doing that. And we're trying to keep expenses down.
Because we're traveling.
Yeah. We have never tried AirBNB before.
Now we have.
Yes.
And we can say
I really liked that experience.
It was a pleasant one. It's different.
It was.
Different than a hotel. I felt like I had to be quiet because I was at somebody's house.
Well, we're usually quiet anyway.
Yeah.
We're pretty.
But it was quieter than being at a hotel.
It was. Yes, it was. Well, we've been thinking about it for a few weeks, and I found a place that was, I guess, around.
Meaning I downloaded the app on my phone
and
then researched it.
Then you gave the app to me, or you gave me your phone, and I looked at a few things, and I put this particular property in my favorites, or in your favorites on your phone.
Yeah.
And then you ended up picking this one.
I said, hey, let's try this one. It looks nice.
And the reviews were excellent. It was
40-something reviews.
And they said
it was a super host.
It was super host Nancy. And dog friendly. Plus Wi-Fi provided. And a separate private entrance. But it was a part of the house. And we got there. Well, first of all, our host was so friendly that, she was kind of texting you through the AirBNB app.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's nice.
What time are we expected to arrive?
Mm-hmm. And
is Oscar a cat, dog, or a grouch? I said, well, he's a dog, but he can be a grouch sometimes.
Yeah, no, he's never a grouch. But when we arrived, it was in a wonderful neighborhood. I thought. Yes. It was very pretty and a quiet neighborhood and lots of oak trees.
Well,
oak trees have the acorns.
Yeah, there was a lot of acorns flying out of here.
And the only house on the street with all the Halloween decorations was our AirBNB.
Mm-hmm. It was lit up at night.
And we pulled into the driveway. It wasn't dark yet, but pulled into the driveway, and the side entrance, it had Dead and Breakfast.
Dead and Breakfast, where you will rest in peace. That was it.
Yes. And then on a little chalkboard underneath, it said, "Welcome, Robert, Gayla, and Oscar." I thought that was neat.
Yeah, so we took a picture of that.
And the door was kind of open, and we're like, I don't know, should we go in?
I'd never done this before. We'd just walk in on this or what?
But her vehicle wasn't there. She was gone for a little while, so we ended up
walking around the front door
and knocking. Nobody answered. I could hear the TV.
I think she leaves it on for her pets.
Yes. And so we started making ourselves at home and unpacking a little bit. But we had, when you go in, there was a nice little room for like a snack area, a little dinette, I guess you could say.
Yeah, you could say that.
Office area. And then the next room is the bedroom. And then across from the bedroom was the bathroom.
A full bath.
Yeah.
Shower. Mm-hmm.
And laundry. And
some might call that a washer dryer.
It was so nice and homey.
It's freshly good paint.
Mm-hmm.
Nice paint job.
Yep.
I liked it.
And
I love the toilet. I'm just going to come out and say I love the toilet.
How come?
Because you couldn't slam the lid.
The lid did go down by itself.
And it took its sweet time.
That was the coolest thing. I didn't know they made such things.
Oh, yeah. Now you do.
Now I'm spoiled. That may be a Christmas gift. Of course, we live in an RV.
How are you going to fit that in the back of a Land Cruiser? I mean, I'm just wishful thinking here.
I know.
Sorry, Jeep, but...
Jeep, we love you.
Yeah, it's got us a lot of places, including where we're at today.
But getting back to the Airbnb, Nancy came shortly after we arrived.
She was happy.
And she gave us hugs, and it was like we have known her for a long time. It was just very friendly, very comfortable, but she was just a really neat lady.
How about a hoot? She was a hoot.
Yes. She was very humorous and made us feel welcome. She had snacks. She told us about the Keurig, which you didn't know how to use. I've used one in a doctor's office, but
I'd seen one on internet once.
I don't want one, but I used it very fully.
You did.
She had spiced apple cider, little Keurig stuff, and I sucked through those, so I felt guilty. So we needed to go to Walmart and replace them.
Oh, yeah,
it was good. We were terrible for those 4 days with M&Ms and
spiced apple cider.
It was awful because
it's like we were binging on
sugar.
Oh, shame on you for getting me in that.
I am sure that you had a part of it.
I was just waiting for the cream horns to come out.
Well, Nancy has pets, but we really didn't see her cats.
Had one named Grayson, the dog.
That was the dog.
That's the only one that I remember. That, and she had a
guinea pig
named Baxter.
Well, she texted you one evening. I guess it was the first evening.
Yes.
And she was like, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she was something about gotta get Oscar some exercise and maybe we can race. Oh, better yet, how about him racing my guinea pig? And I'm thinking she was
making a funny.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, whatever.
So the next morning, we get this knock on the door, and she has this guinea pig. She's like, I'm ready for Oscar to race. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Oscar didn't warm up to this one yet.
We have some cute pictures on Instagram
in video
of Oscar and Baxter.
Yeah.
Baxter, right?
Baxter the guinea pig.
And so they had a interesting time together, but Oscar did win.
Yeah.
Because
by nose.
He was lured by a carrot, And he is more motivated by food than Baxter is.
Yeah, Baxter wasn't motivated. He was not highly motivated.
No. Oh, but I thought it was a great value and
great neighborhood.
Great neighborhood. And I don't know. I'm glad we had such a great experience with our first Airbnb, but I would try it again. But if we come back to this area,
have to stay there.
I would stay with Nancy, and just felt very nice there.
Yeah.
Like part of the family, kind of.
Yeah.
It was a hoot.
It was a hoot.
Loved it. Well, not only, the main reason it's like on that Thursday we were at the B&B, I had to be on the phone on a video call, actually.
Sucking down the internet for at least 2.5 hours, because that was one big major meeting. But the night before
the internet went out.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, well, I'll just kind of stop work and maybe get some rest. My brain is fried anyway. And she called. We mentioned it to her, and she's like, I don't know what to do. So she called her service, and they said, well, we know it's down. And so she got dial tone back on her phone, and she got TV back. So she must have, all digital package. But the next morning at 11, because my call was going to be at 1, still no internet.
You were making arrangements for a backup plan.
At the library about 5 miles away. And I had a room reserved, I believe. And then while I was on the phone with a client, you and her were conversing. And
she was on the phone with
whatever her provider is. And what happened then? Because I was on the phone.
She went back in and while she was on the phone with the company, and then she came back out laughing.
Okay.
And I said, is everything okay? She's like, oh, silly me. Well, you see, the cat likes to sit on the modem because it gets hot and it stays warm. It warms up the cat. But when the cat was on there, the cat unplugged the plug. So the internet works now.
The internet works. So I canceled my room at the library, and I could do my thing. But I wonder, sometimes the internet signal was really poor sometimes.
You were in the farthest corner, probably away from it.
I'm thinking the cat was sitting on it, blocking the signal.
Soaking up RF.
Oh. Is that cancer causing?
Well, only in... Yeah.
I don't know. But that was kind of funny. But
humorous.
It worked out, and we did get a lot accomplished. But a bonus, the bonus was the Wednesday of that week. It wasn't a bonus for me.
It could have been.
But you went to a rendezvous.
I left you all alone is what I did.
Yes, you did.
You got something accomplished. Accomplish more when I am gone.
Well, I did.
I didn't slow you down that day.
Well, I stayed back with Oscar because you went to a rendezvous, and they don't allow dogs at the rendezvous.
No, we checked
anyway.
before.
And so we were not even going to go to it until we figured out, we need to get an Airbnb. We'll get one that's in the neighborhood of this rendezvous. And the rendezvous only had public days on like a Wednesday and a Saturday or something.
Yeah, which was weird. And it was the weekend before we got there. But it was going that whole following week. So I went to it on a Wednesday.
And you left me all alone.
Yeah.
And where did you go?
I went to, I think it was Davies County line and Yadkin County line to the 37th annual Southeastern Primitive Rendezvous.
Ooh, You rolled your R.
Rolled my R's.
I cannot do that.
Well, I'm pretty good at it.
Well, tell us a little bit about it.
I think it was the 37th annual. Don't hold me to it, but I believe it was. I found them on Facebook, of all places, because people were asking me, how'd you find out about this one? Not only is it on Facebook, but it is also what they call a national rendezvous, which means most of the clothing, accoutrements and all that has to be in front of a judge to see, yes, this is approved. It can be in the rendezvous. Yes, you're approved. No, that cannot. It is stitched wrong.
So stitched wrong for the period?
Yes.
Or using the wrong type of fabrics?
And thread, yes.
I see. It's kind of like a juried art thing. I
Sure.
mean, somebody has to judge it to say if it's authentic or not.
But it was a pleasant day. It was, I think, only in the 60s and sunshine all day that day. And I got there around 10 a.m. and just grabbed my camera and started walking around and said, I would like to go inside and be a spectator. Well, that'll be $5, sir. I said, well, I'll gladly pay it. Are you here for the newspaper? And I was like, no, personal. Just doing stuff for myself. Oh, well, they haven't sent nobody out from the newspaper yet. I said, well, shame on them.
Well, we need to write a blog article and maybe
send it in. They'd been there, let's see, at least 7 days, I think, by the time I went there. And that was going on till the following Saturday or Sunday.
That's a long rendezvous.
It's like a week and a half or so.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks.
And
they were leaving that day. There was not that many. I was kind of disappointed.
Were you?
There was, I believe, I talked to a guy named John.
Mm-hmm.
And he said there was 160 paid campsites, encampment people. And that was how many was there paid. And said that's down from last year.
Oh.
Which they've had as many, I believe, as 400 or 500 at one time.
But when you got there, were there 160?
No. People had left
out.
The day before. They had school people or school children there, learning about primitive stuff. And then they left. Some left that night and some left that morning. And then people was packing up as I was getting there. Yet they still had, let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 or 5 days left.
Wow.
Till it was done. But the rain was coming on Friday. People were scared of the rain.
Mm-hmm.
And they did have to cross the creek to get out of there.
Oh.
So that may be why it rained Friday and Saturday. But I was only there on a Wednesday. People were freaked out about the rain.
Well, you met John.
John was, talked about Over Mountain, Kings Mountain down in South Carolina, and the historic trail that goes through there.
You brought home some brochures about the
pamphlet.
Yes.
A pamphlet.
I had no idea about it. And,
it was interesting. I did some recording of him talking about it. And let's see, first guy I met was Terry. First person I met was Sunshine.
Sunshine?
Yeah, she was a little weird. She was a little weird.
You shouldn't say that.
In a different way.
Okay.
She was just cheery, I believe.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So you met some people?
Terry was also from Florida. Talked Dade City, I believe.
Oh. Did you learn some stuff?
Not really. Just talked to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Didn't learn nothing. Except one lady I found a pure sine inverter on Amazon for, because she was looking for one.
She had a CPAP or something?
Yeah, I was like, I can't find a pure sine inverter. Do you know where I can get that? I was talking about solar panels.
Oh.
At a rendezvous, which they never, don't need that kind of thing.
Well, you know what? That's not authentic.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well,
I did watch them do I missed out on the the gun shoot or shooting of the rifles, and tomahawk and knife throwing. I did miss out on that, but I did follow along on a archery shoot.
Neat.
And did quite a bit of video on it.
Neat.
But other than that, I took a few snapshots and some video of the archery shooting around there, but there was a lot of people that was gone.
Well, darn.
Yeah.
Now, you talked to somebody about Wyoming, didn't you?
That was John.
And does John think that the Wyoming rendezvous is good?
He went to Bridger Rendezvous out there, and he said Green River is a good one, but he was kind of disappointed at the Bridger one. It was too touristy, I guess. Set up like a show instead of like an actual
authentic
type thing.
Well, did you have a good time?
I did. I walked over 2 miles that day, just wandering around. People say, "Hey, are you from the newspaper?" I said, "No, I'm just here." And I talked to the Bushway, the guy that's the head honcho of it, that's running the ramrod in this here outfit. He said, "Are you here from the newspaper?" I said, "No, I'm just." Well, is this personal or professional? I was like, "That's personal."
Oh, I guess we could be professional.
Yeah.
We're personal people.
I'm professionally personal.
I don't know.
So, well, you'll come back again next year.
Well, if you would allow dogs, we would be your full-time night woman would be with you.
Yeah, that's right. Bring it on.
Well, so our time at Winston-Salem was nice.
It was. I enjoyed that. Not really in the city, but in the suburbs of it.
Yeah.
The metropolitan area.
Yeah. We never did get to the city. Oh.
The plight of the city.
Well, it was that night that you came back from the rendezvous.
Yes.
And you were going to... I was starving. We didn't have anything to eat.
No food. I had 3 pieces of pepperoni with cheese and cream cheese when I left in the morning. And that held me all day till about 4.
So we needed to find
I was heavy into the keto that day.
You were.
Just ketoing it up.
So I said we need to go get some groceries. So we found a Walmart.
Feed me now.
Yes.
That's what you were telling me.
A Walmart neighborhood market.
You found that on the map. I drove you.
And
while talking to the fellas on HF radio.
Exactly.
Mobile.
You stayed in the vehicle with Oscar while I went in to get a few things.
Not only did I stay in the vehicle, I took the liberty of undoing my antenna and putting up a 17-foot telescopic whip in the parking lot.
Now that was a sight to see.
And took a picture of it and posted it on Instagram. And last I checked, it had 99 likes on it.
You ham evangelist people are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That is so weird.
Yep, it happens.
Was signal good?
It was.
In the parking lot of Walmart?
It was a little noisy because of, the received noise in the plight of the city.
The plight of the city.
Oh, of course.
Well, I know that you are excited to get on ham radio as much as you can.
Yeah, I've been talking to them pretty much every night.
Mm-hmm.
Except for 3 that I know of. 2 of them was, one night I didn't feel good.
Yeah.
And then the other one, holy cow, it's past time. I didn't even realize it.
You were working on video.
That was it.
Well, I think that we had some successes. We had internet during my video call.
That was a plus.
You had a rendezvous that we thought we weren't going to be able to go to.
That I went to anyway.
That you went to.
That was a plus.
And we had a fantastic time at an AirBNB, our first time of ever renting one.
That was a plus.
That was.
What?
I love the pillow.
Oh, yes.
At the Airbnb.
You love the pillow so much.
I just mentioned, it's like I wrote down the website on the pillow, and it was like Pillow Guy or something like that. And I said, I really like your pillows. It was so comfortable. And she's
Those aren't pillows.
She did not say that.
Oh, okay.
She's like, I get everything on Groupon, and that was so... I've got tons of pillows. You take that one with you.
Just take the pillow.
I was like, are you serious?
Just take the pillow.
They shun things like that at a hotel if you take a pillow.
Yeah, you can't take a pillow from a hotel.
You shouldn't.
And they just don't come out and give you a pillow at the hotel to take.
No.
So our Airbnb experience, we ended up with a free pillow.
Thank you, Nancy.
Yes.
That was so nice of you. And now I'm shopping a little bit on Groupon.
So
I'm highly against Groupon for services because I don't believe in like my fellow small business owners participating in Groupon because I think it undercuts their rates too much. But for products, I'm looking into it. I haven't bought anything yet.
But you're looking into it.
Yeah. Products are different than services. So, oh well. Let's wrap it up, Robert.
All right. They can find us at
BeenThereDoingThat.com. And the main thing is go on to Instagram. Follow Robert at BeenThereDoingThat.
Yeah, I post all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yes, and
Walmart parking lot, antenna swaps, nature pics.
A race with a wiener
guinea
dog.
pig and a wiener dog foot race.
Yeah. It's a fun time.
It could be.
So, until next time.
We'll catch you later.